Hi everyone, good evening. So I've joined you for the 10 weeks of Yuktahaar project, and as in discussion, I'm going to continue my discussion on sleep. But before that, I'll make an important announcement, and the announcement is this: that I'll be signing books tomorrow in Mumbai at two places. One is Title Waves; it's a very popular bookstore in Bandra, and the other one is at Granth, which is again a very old and popular bookstore at Juhu. So people, of course, who live in Mumbai can, just come over at any of these bookstores. At Title Waves in Bandra, I will be there at 12 in the afternoon, and roughly I would be there for 45 minutes to an hour. And at Granth bookstore, which is in Juhu, I'll be there again for 45 minutes to an hour starting from 3 p.m. So people in Mumbai can all come, all are invited, and they can come along even with their own copy. Agar aapke paas already book hai, then you can just get that along and get it signed by me. And if you just want to buy the book from the store, then of course that is also something which is doable. जो लोग मुंबई में नहीं है, you can order these books. The signed copies will be left over there. So even at Kitab Khana, which is in the Fort area in Mumbai, they also have my signed copies, because that is also the store that I had visited few days back. So you can just contact these stores. Maybe I can just put out their WhatsApp number or the other contact number that they have, and आप उनसे contact करके you can order the books, the signed copy, and they can deliver you all around the world. So even if you're outside India, they can courier it to you. Of course, anywhere across India, again, they can courier it. So that is also something that people who are keen on having the signed copies, they can do that. Okay, so आज बहुत ही auspicious दिन है. It is Shivratri today, and what a lovely coincidence, because we are also discussing sleep, and this is Shivratri. Why do I say this is a lovely coincidence? Because Shivratri, as people understand, of course it is a day जब हम fasting करते हैं. Most of us are fasting, obviously not everybody, but जिन्हें भी fast करना है, they do fast. But what is also like the most important feature of Shivratri is कि Shivratri, it's because रात में शिव जी की पूजा की जाती है, which means that throughout the night people, devotees of Lord Shiva, they stay awake. पूरी रात जग कर शिव जी की आराधना की जाती है, उनकी साधना, उनकी पूजा की जाती है, and which means that you forgo sleep. आप sleep को renunciate करके, आप sleep को त्याग के ये शिवरात्रि का festival मनाया जाता है. And that is why I said it's a lovely coincidence that we are discussing sleep this week, and we are also witnessing Shivratri this week. Now, why do we do this? ये क्यों किया जाता है? Is it that the gods up there, they want us to, they want to make our life miserable? वो चाहते हैं कि हम ऐसे नींद वींद को से दूर होकर हम अपने आप को बहुत तकलीफ दे. Is that the funda? Because a lot of people do believe कि अपने आप को हम troubles दे, हम अपने आप को कष्ट दे तो भगवान खुश हो जाते हैं. But honestly, it's none of those things. A simple concept, which is the concept of tapas. I had explained this during the Yam Niyam concept of the exercise week when I was explaining yoga. That it is about being able to understand कि जो चीज़ों को हम बहुत necessary और crucial समझते हैं कि मैं इसके बिना तो रह ही नहीं सकता हूँ, उन चीज़ों के बिना रहना सिखाना जो है, that is the aim of these fasts, that is the aim of these festivals, that is the aim of these rituals, to teach us that it is possible to live without sleep, it is possible to live without food. So they are just teaching us tapas, they are teaching us austerity, and in that way they are preparing our mind for even more sadhana, for meditation, for being able to study the scriptures and a lot of the other things. So it is just a way of preparing our minds that yes, it is okay, it is even not even okay, but it is doable, it is possible to sacrifice sleep for a night, to sacrifice food for a day. Things जो बहुत basic है ना, खाना बहुत basic चीज़ है, सोना बहुत basic चीज़ है, but इनके बिना भी we can live. That is the only concept that these fasts teach us. It is not that कि हम अपने आप को कष्ट दे और भगवान खुश होते हैं. It's none of those things. So Coming back to our principles of sleep, as I said, this is the week of sleep, and what we are discussing today again is, as I said, every day I'm just going to give you one tip on how you can enhance and make your sleep quality and quantity better. This is especially for those people who are unable to sleep every day. 30 मिनट के अंदर अंदर नींद आ जानी चाहिए आप बेड पे लेटने के बाद. So once you lie down on the bed, you're preparing yourself to sleep, and within 30 minutes of that you should be able to sleep. 30 मिनट के अंदर अंदर you should get sleep, and you should be able also to maintain the sleep throughout the night. Uninterrupted sleep होना चाहिए. These are the qualities of a good sleep. If you're having this, then it means that you're enjoying a good sleep pattern. So these tips are basically, these tips that I'm discussing, these are tips that will actually move you towards this. अगर आपको नींद आने में तकलीफ होती है, it will ensure that you sleep well, आपको नींद आ जाए. And even if you go off to sleep, it will ensure that it's a continuous sleep, it's an uninterrupted sleep, and you're able to enjoy deep sleep, and you're able to wake up fresher. So we have discussed 2 tips from the last 2 days. One was taking a warm water bath 60 to 90 minutes before bedtime. The other that we discussed was optimizing light. How can we optimize light in a way that we are able to stay alert and awake throughout the day, and then start feeling sleepy right in the bedtime? And how can we optimize our gadget light, the screen displays? How can we ensure that the sunlight is in our favor and it keeps us alert, awake and happy? Know that if you're enjoying good sleep, it will also help you lose weight. If you're one of those people who are not able to sleep and are also thinking that why am I gaining weight, then you got to take this very seriously, because sleep deficiency or sleep deprivation is connected to weight gain. So what is the tip for today? The tip for today is about consistency, regularity. आपका जो timings है sleep का, 1 घंटे के difference में, it should be the same. So if you sleep say at 10 p.m. On most days of the week, then what people do is that Saturday aaya, then they shift this 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. because it is Saturday. Or if it is Sunday morning, then they will, instead of, if they wake up at say 7 a.m. every day on all weekdays, but kyunki Sunday hai, they will wake up at say 9 a.m. So this is something that we as human beings, we tend to do, and this is something that works against us. Irrespective it's weekday or if it's the weekend, I know it may sound boring, but the fact is that ki weekday ho ya weekend ho, you should be going off to bed at the same time every single day, and you should also be waking up exactly at the same time every single day, irrespective it's weekday or weekend. Of course, there can be a difference of plus minus 1 hour, that much is fine, but not like, ki aap 10 baje sote hain, so instead of 10 you start sleeping at 12 or 1 or 2 just because it's Saturday. Or instead of waking up at 7 a.m. every day, you start waking up at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. because it's Sunday. So that is something that is going to work really negatively, and I'll explain you how. Because if suppose, as I said, मान लीजिए कि आप you wake up at 7 a.m. every day, and because it's Sunday, आप 10 बजे उठे हैं, so you woke up 3 hours late. And now when you go off to bed on the Sunday night, it's Monday the next day, but so you would want to go off to bed on Sunday night. But because आप already 3 घंटे oversleep कर चुके हैं, which is something which is, away from your normal schedule, you will not be able to sleep on your same time on Sunday night. तो आप नहीं चाहते हुए भी you are going to sleep later. आपका needs, you're going to probably be able to sleep by 12, which is different from your regular 10 p.m. क्योंकि you have already done a oversleeping for 3 more hours, you will not be able to sleep at your same time. आप सोएंगे भी late Sunday night को. But because it's Monday the next day, which is a working day, you will wake up the same time, which is 7 a.m. So what has happened is that you have slept a lesser number of hours. आप अगर रात में 10 से लेके सुबह 7 बजे तक सोते आए हैं, which is a good number of hours, but because it's Sunday night, आप लेट सोए हैं. क्योंकि आप लेट उठे हैं, so you sleep late but you wake up the same time on Monday morning. So basically you have covered a lesser number of sleeping hours, which means that you have created something that we call as sleep debt, which means कि जितनी body को need है उससे कम is what you have given to the body. The number of sleeping hours that you have given to the body is lesser than what the body needs, and therefore you have created a sleep debt. Now when you create a sleep debt, it affects your health, it affects your work performance. When we say Monday blues, we say Monday blues because we have not slept well, and it's because we have not maintained that regularity, we have not maintained consistency. और वो जो blues feel होता है Monday को, it's exactly because of this. So we need to ensure that we sleep and we wake up at the same time every day. Of course, plus minus 1 hour is fine. Okay, now what about those people who want to be regular? They want to go to bed at say 10 p.m. every day, but they lie down, and as I said, within 30 minutes you don't get sleep. So what do you do then? Do you just keep lying down there waiting for sleep to come? So this is something that has been explained by Matthew Walker. He's a sleep scientist and he's also the author of an international best-selling book. The name of the book is Why We Sleep. So people who are really interested to go into the details of sleep, I think you should really read that book. It's an excellent book on sleep. And what he says is something that I've quoted in my book also, which is, Yuktahaar, the Belly and Brain Diet. And what he says is something that I feel makes a lot of sense. He says that you would never sit on the dining table waiting for hunger to come. आप ऐसे तो नहीं है कि यार मतलब चलो डाइनिंग टेबल पे बैठ जाते हैं and I'll just keep waiting for hunger to come. We never do that, right? So why would you lie down on the bed waiting for sleep to come? Now that's something which is so remarkable, because what he says that the more you just keep lying on the bed awake, as I said, 30 minutes is fine. आपको लेटते ही नींद आ जाए, that of course अगर ऐसा होता है it's excellent, but ऐसा सबके साथ नहीं होता है ना. 30-minute window is fine. But if you see that 30 minutes से ज़्यादा हो गया and you're just lying on bed awake waiting for sleep to come, then your bedroom, your mind starts associating that bed with wakefulness, and therefore it will make sleeping more difficult with each consecutive night. So it is important कि अगर आपको लग रहा है कि 30 मिनट हो गए हैं and the sleep is not coming, you wake up, you get out of that bed. Don't keep lying there waiting for sleep to come. You get out of the bed and you go to a different room altogether. The room where you sleep, you should not be spending time over there. You should go to a different room altogether. And you then indulge in anything. Of course, as I said, we are not going to indulge with anything which requires screens and gadgets and lights, something that I discussed yesterday. So you go into a different room, basically doing something else other than just lying down and waiting for sleep to come. Indulge in some other activity which does not require light and any of the gadgets, of course. So don't start checking your phone and WhatsApp and Instagram by going into a different room, but indulge into other activities and come back to your bedroom only when you feel that you have started feeling sleepy. जब आपको लगता है कि नींद फिर से आने लगी है, you are really feeling sleepy, that is the time when you come back to your bedroom and you lie down on your bed again and you see that you should fall asleep within 30 minutes. Then again अगर ऐसा नहीं होता है, then again you go out and you repeat that exercise all over again. But you should not be waiting for the sleep to come on your bed for a very long time. That is something that is very, very counterintuitive if you really want to develop a good sleeping habit. So this is the process that you're going to repeat. Of course, when you do this very often, you will see that थोड़े दिनों में ये align हो जाएगा, and you will not have to do this for all through your life. But of course, for a certain time, if you develop this, you will see that ultimately you start falling asleep within those 30 minutes. इसमें important ये है that no matter what time you then sleep, no matter जिस भी time पे आपको नींद आए, you wake up at the same time every day. This is again something very important. So irrespective आपको नींद कब आई, because of this exercise जो मैंने आपको बताया, you go to the separate room, you come back when you feel sleepy, whatever time it was, you wake up at the same time every day. That is how your body will understand, and you will start falling asleep without putting any effort, without you having gone to a different room, coming back. All those things you will not have to do, provided you wake up at the same time every day. So this is something which is very important for people who are really struggling to create a good sleep habit. Again, for these people, it is also important that you don't take an afternoon nap or an evening nap or basically any nap throughout the day. तो रात में अगर आपको तकलीफ हो रही है सोने में, as I said, you go to a different room, come back when you're sleepy, and then wake up at the same time every day. So ऐसा नहीं है कि रात में देरी से सोए because you are unable to sleep, but you also wake up late. Don't do that. Wake up at the same time, and then also ensure that you don't sleep anytime throughout the day. And then you see within 2 or 3 nights, you will see that this whole pattern has changed, and you will be able to sleep automatically, effortlessly, without any struggle. You will be able to sleep in the night. So you just do this for 2 to 3 nights and you will see the change. So this is the tip for today. Regularity is the king. Consistency is important. Remember, if consistency was not something that our body really likes, then jet lag would not have been a thing. We experience jet lag only because our body loves to stick to timings. Our body loves to stick to routines. Our body loves consistency. And अगर हम ये चीज़ को समझे कि नहीं है, important नहीं है, then jet lag is a living example. हम jet lagged इसलिए होते हैं because our body feels that it is out of whack. In terms of timing, सब कुछ change हो गया, and our body is not very happy with that. So when it comes to sleep, consistency is important. Go to bed at the same time every night, irrespective it's the weekday or irrespective it's the weekend. Wake up at the same time. And if you are unable to sleep, you're lying on your bed, you're unable to sleep for a long time, then just don't keep lying awake over there. Shift yourself to a different room. Come back to your bed only when you feel you're sleepy, and wake up at the same time irrespective of what time you slept. And then do not sleep later throughout the day anytime. No power naps. For these kind of people, I'm not saying this generally for everyone, but for these kind of people, then you should not be going for your afternoon naps or power naps, because then you will be able to, get over this sleeplessness, and it is really going to help you. So I'll take this question, which is by Kavita Singh Rathore. Can zinc and L-Glutamine, can it be taken without consulting a doctor? So L-Glutamine is a recovery supplement. It is a supplement which is required for a lot of reasons, and those reasons are there in this book. If you read chapter 6, you will know. So L-Glutamine, अगर it really depends. आप अगर अपने डॉक्टर को पूछना चाहते हैं कि भाई क्या मैं वे प्रोटीन ले सकता हूँ, if you are that kind of a person, then I would say that you should go ahead and ask your doctor about L-Glutamine also. So it really depends. There are people who take antibiotics without consulting a doctor, जबकि ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. I'm not advocating that. In fact, I've done a complete live video on the judicious use of antibiotics. But what I'm just trying to say that, I'm nobody to say that, consult a doctor or don't consult a doctor. It really depends on you, Kavita, because there are people who just take everything without consulting a doctor. Whether it's probiotics, they just take randomly without even consulting a specialist like me or any functional microbiome specialist. They will take antibiotics without consulting a doctor. And on the other hand, there are also people who take whey protein or general vitamins or anything only after consulting a doctor. So it really depends on you. But zinc and L-Glutamine are basically dietary supplements. जैसे वे प्रोटीन होता है, बी कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है, B12 होता है, कैल्शियम है, all of these, vitamin D3 है. So these are all, they come in the dietary supplement category. So डाइटरी सप्लीमेंट इट जस्ट मीन्स कि आप उसको ऑफ द काउंटर खरीद सकते हैं. आप कोई भी सप्लीमेंट स्टोर में जाएंगे, वो आपको L-Glutamine दे देगा. ही विल नॉट आस्क यू फॉर अ प्रिस्क्रिप्शन. सो टेक्निकली अगर कोई भी चीज बिना प्रिस्क्रिप्शन के मिलती है, इसका मतलब ही ये है कि आप बिना डॉक्टर कंसल्टेशन के ले सकते हैं. सो एज आई सेड, आई मीन इट टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन यू. L-Glutamine is not something that needs a doctor's prescription. Zinc is not something that needs a doctor's prescription. So that's the reason why it is mentioned in the book. But if you want to be assured of, if you want to confirm, then you can go ahead and check with your doctor. I doubt if your doctor would know about L-Glutamine though. But India में क्या होता है, जब तक कोई चीज डॉक्टर अप्रूव नहीं होती, हम मानते नहीं हैं. So it really depends, on how you would want to go around with that. Okay, so I am Neetu Singhania is asking, as you mentioned, milk is prohibited in phase 1, but I'm addicted to milk tea. So what is the alternative of tea? As without tea, I get headache. So, Neetu, this question I have answered at multiple places. Maybe you have joined this project a little later. But the thing is, see, there's nothing which is prohibited. Like when I say that, forget this food, it's in the foods to forget list. Yes, I agree. But there is nothing which is कि आप ये ले लो, अगर आप ये ले लोगे तो phase 1 खराब हो जाएगा. It is not like that. These are foods that are known to aggravate things if your microbiome is already out of balance, and that is why I ask you to avoid them for phase 1 and phase 2. So milk is something that I ask you to avoid. जहां तक चाय का सवाल है, चाय आप आमंड मिल्क, कैश्यू मिल्क, सोया मिल्क, कोकोनट मिल्क, हर तरह का मिल्क दे के आप चाय पी सकते हैं. आप फेज 1 में भी पी सकते हैं, फेज 2 में भी पी सकते हैं. फेज 1 और फेज 2 में डेयरी मिल्क मना किया गया है, चाय मना नहीं किया गया है. देयर इज नो वेयर दैट आई हैव आस्क्ड यू कि डू नॉट हैव टी. Tea is something that you can have in all the 3 phases. You can have with nut milk, you can have with soya milk. Now if you are one of those people who say कि नहीं मुझे नट मिल्क से भी नहीं जम रहा है, मुझे तो डेयरी मिल्क से ही चाय पीना है, नहीं तो मेरा जीना मुश्किल हो रहा है, then you can go ahead and have that. That's completely fine. Because at the end, see, phase 1 is not about making your life miserable or creating a headache for you, like you mentioned कि बिना चाय के headache हो जाता है. If that is the case, then you can go ahead and enjoy your chai the way you want, the way you feel that your headache doesn't come. In that way you can have the chai. But I would just want to say that when we do a fast, or when we do something like a Shivratri, or the concept of tapas that I explained, this is exactly for people like us when we feel that I'm addicted to something, like you mentioned here, right? You mentioned that I'm addicted to milk tea. तो यही चीज जो है ना, यही एडिक्शन, इसी को हटाने के लिए ये कॉन्सेप्ट्स लाया जाता है. इसीलिए ये फास्ट बताया जाता है कि आप कुछ भी मत खाओ, कुछ भी मत पियो, सो एज टू बेसिकली टीच यू दैट देयर इज नो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एडिक्शन. इट इज ऑल इन आवर माइंड. सो इफ यू रियली पुट योर माइंड इनटू समथिंग, यू कैन गेट ओवर दैट एडिक्शन. हैविंग सेड दैट, इफ यू आर नॉट रेडी फॉर दैट प्रोसेस, इट्स completely fine. You can have your chai, as I said, either with nut milk or soya milk. Or if that is not doable, you can even go ahead and have the milk tea. उसमें फिर आपको अपने आप को ये बताना पड़ता है that this is the only way I'm going to have milk. ऐसा नहीं है कि फिर मैं खीर भी खाने लगूंगी और मैं हर तरह से milk consumption करने लगूंगी. Then you have to tell yourself that I'm just going to have this milk only in the form of tea, because I'm not able to live without it, and I'm just going to restrict it to 1 cup a day when you feel that you need it the most. So that is the kind of talking that you then have to do it to yourself. So as I said, we in a one-on-one consultation tweak these things according to how a person is ready to adapt to the 3-phased TBBD program in the most comfortable way, but in a way that is also effective and result oriented for that person. Somebody has asked, can we extend phase 1? Korarvinder has asked, can I extend phase 1? Yes. So even my book says आप phase 1 को maximum 4 हफ्तों के लिए extend कर सकते हैं. So in the book I have given that phase 1 is for 2 weeks, but there are many people in fact in the project also जिन्होंने phase 1 को इतना enjoy किया है, and they have felt so light and they have lost so much weight that they voluntarily have extended phase 1 to 2 more weeks, making it a 4-week of phase 1. So yes, if you are really enjoying phase 1 and if you want to extend it, then you can go ahead and extend phase 1 to 2 weeks more, making it 4 weeks. Beyond 4 weeks, I would not want you to extend phase 1, because usually even if I ask people to extend phase 1 beyond 4 weeks, I would want that client to be under my supervision, under like a personal supervision, a one-on-one consultation. But because that is not something that this book was supposed to do. This book was not supposed to be a one-on-one consultation, because obviously that is not possible with the book. I had restricted it to a minimal 2 weeks and given the option that you can extend it to 4 weeks if comfortable. If you're enjoying it, if you're liking the process, then you can do that. Beyond 4 weeks, we do it only when I'm working with someone one-on-one, not on a general basis. I would never advise that go beyond 4 weeks in phase 1 without a personal supervision. So yes, so I think these are the questions that I'll take up today, and I'll meet you tomorrow. I'll repeat that I'm signing the books at Tidal Waves at Bandra tomorrow at 12, and at Granth, which is in Juhu. Both are in Mumbai, and I'll be in Granth at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, at Tidal Waves at 12. Both the places I'll be there for around 45 minutes to an hour. and you can get your own books if you have, or you can buy it over there, and we can meet, and I can sign the books for you. So and also people who are outside Mumbai, even outside India, they can then go ahead and order these signed copies. So these stores, they are quite good at delivering the books, so they will courier the books to you, the books with the signed copies. They will deliver it to you pan India and also outside India. So if you're really keen on having a signed copy, then you can get in touch with any of these stores. Also Kitab Khana, which is also in Mumbai, also have these signed copies, and they are also one of those stores who can deliver the books to you pan India and even outside India. So if you would want to have these books, you can do that. And so I'll just take this last question, and then I'll call it off for the day. Guru Sukh 83 is asking for how many weeks should we have L-Glutamine. So L-Glutamine is something which is very safe. You can have that for a continuous 6 months as well. So you can have it for 6 months, then you can take a break of 1 month and then again restart. So it's one of the very safe supplements to have. Of course, in the book I have asked you to have it in phase 2. I've not asked readers to continue it to phase 3, but because I know Guru Sukh from the project, because she's been filling up the progress form, so I know her case. So in terms of certain specific people, like for you, Guru Sukh, Sukhjeet, basically her name is Sukhjeet, so you can, yes, go ahead and have that even in phase 3. And for you, for your case especially, you can even go and extend it for 6 months at a stretch, and then take a break of a month and then restart. I think that's the best thing that you can do. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I'll meet you tomorrow, same time, same place, and we are going to carry forward this discussion on sleep tips, on improving sleep, and how can we get ourselves to improve our sleep hygiene. Thank you so much.